Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
I'm Eric Greitens, Navy SEAL, and today we're going rhino hunting.
That was part of a new campaign ad from Eric Greitens, and tonight we have new reaction to the controversial video. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us tonight. That ad was removed from Facebook today, but Twitter left the video on its platform. It marked it with a notification, though, saying it violated their rules about abusive behavior. Greitens is a candidate for Missouri's soon-to-be open U.S. Senate seat as Senator Roy Blunt leaves. In the video, he could be seen holding a shotgun and declaring he's hunting, quote, rhinos. Rhino is an acronym for Republican in name only and is used to describe moderate Republicans. And reaction is pouring in online. New tonight, the Missouri Fraternal Order of Police posted a statement condemning the video. It said in part, quote, "This deplorable video has no place in our political system and sends a dangerous message that it is somehow acceptable to kill those who have differing political beliefs." Missouri Senate Majority Leader Caleb Rowden also responded to the video, saying in a tweet, quote, "We have been in contact with the Missouri Highway Patrol and hope that former Governor Greitens finds the help he needs. Anyone with multiple accusations of abuse toward women and children should probably steer clear of this rhetoric." The ad comes at a time when Greitens is trying to move past graphic allegations of domestic abuse and other charges. Let's take a look at some of those previous charges. In February of 2018, the City of St. Louis grand jury indicted Greitens on felony invasion of privacy charges stemming from an affair in 2015. In April of 2018, St. Louis prosecutors charged him with a second felony, accusing him of using a charity donor list for his 2016 political campaign. In June of 2018, Greitens resigned as Missouri's governor during a scandal involving accusations of blackmail, bondage, and sexual assault. He is now facing a very public child custody battle with his ex-wife. We break that all down on our website. Kenton.
All right, Emily, take a look here at our satellite and radar, and what we're seeing is not a lot over mid-Missouri. We have a lot of clear sky here. A cold front getting through Nebraska there at this point, giving some showers and thunderstorms for the northern Great Plains. But for us, the big story really has been the temperatures. But today, with 91-degree high temperature, that was a bit above average, but only 60 degrees this morning. That was a bit below average. So that means that it was a seasonal day for us, and we had low humidity. So while it was 91, it also actually felt like 91. Tomorrow, that's not the case. We're going to be in the middle 90s, but we're going to be feeling like the 100s. The humidity is going to skyrocket tomorrow, so note that. Prepare to walk outside and start sweating right away. I'll be tracking the heat and humidity and our slight chances for rain coming up in the full forecast.
Okay, thanks, Kenton. It's not all that unusual to run across a spider or two when visiting a park during the summer, but people visiting Stevens Lake Park in Columbia the past couple of days have been seeing a lot of those guys, those eight-legged creatures. KOMU's talked with a former park ranger of 6 years about those spiders.
No, I have never seen it like that before. And I mean, they were everywhere along the splash pad fence posting that were there. They did camouflage in quite a bit, but once you got and looked at it, they were just all over the post, down the side, and just crawling everywhere.
Well, Columbia Parks and Rec say they do have a game plan to combat that spider problem moving forward. And one local exterminator identified these as wolf spiders and says they are not dangerous. With high temperatures in the 90s this week, people need immediate ways to stay cool. And a couple of Columbia organizations are offering free fans for people who need them now. That's the Salvation Army and the Voluntary Action Center. And more fans will be available mid-July. A Salvation Army store manager says she wants to be sure other organizations get recognition this year.
We also know that Voluntary Action Center was doing an active fan drive and the air conditioning trade-in, which is why we didn't push a drive this year. But we do have fans available, and we are accepting them if people are looking for an outlet for them so that we can turn around and get those out to people.
For more information on how to donate and pick up fans, visit KOMU.com. A new website is helping people find baby formula. FindMyBabyFormula.com is based in Philadelphia but is gaining popularity here in mid-Missouri. People can get free texts or email alerts by just signing up on the website, and its creator uses people's zip codes to search stores for formula and then sends out an alert when it's available. Right now there are over 61,000 people using this site, and one of them is Columbia mom Robin Anderson.
Without this tool, it would absolutely be more difficult to predict the stock on the shelves. I mean, pictures and timestamps are absolutely helpful, but it's just more of a certainty.
She also says the website is more accessible for her family than relying on Facebook posts to find baby formula. The creator of the website lives in Philadelphia and says he monitors around 125,000 stores to help people out.
And when we receive a notification, we send you that text message to just let you know that what we found, what store it's in, and what size it's available in.
To sign up for those alerts, head over to our website, KOMU.com. We got a link for you there. CVS and Walgreens have announced they will administer Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine to some children under 5 years old. CDC issued a recommendation over the weekend for all children 6 months through 5 to receive the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. CVS will start offering it at some of its locations to kids as young as 18 months starting Tuesday. Walgreens said children have to be at least 3 years old to get vaccinated there. The Columbia City Council will receive reports from the Disabilities and Climate and Environment Commissions during its meeting tomorrow. The Disabilities Commission will ask the council to allow virtual participation in board and commission meetings, including council meetings. In a memo to the council, the commission unanimously supported this expansion and says the change would increase accessibility to those meetings for residents. Bagnell Dam will be down to 1 lane overnight this week as crews work to install an epoxy-wearing surface on the dam. That work was originally scheduled to begin June 6th, but was delayed by weather. Crews will work overnight from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. to apply the surface. Flaggers will close down 1 lane, leaving 1 lane open to traffic. And you're taking a live look now at the U.S. Capitol, where the 4th January 6th hearing is set to take place tomorrow. That hearing is set to begin at noon Central and will be available right here on KOMU 8 News. The commission announced today that election officials from Georgia and Arizona's State House Speaker. The session will focus on former President Trump's effort to pressure state officials as a part of his scheme to remain in office. Here's what's happening right now. Veterans have just arrived back in Columbia by the busload tonight. It's all part of today's honor flight. KOMU 8's Avery Grosvenor caught up with some of the organizers today. He joins us there live where the veterans just got back. Avery.
Emily, I'm outside the Courtyard Marriott Hotel here in Columbia, where veterans just arrived on Honor Flight 63 from their once-in-a-lifetime trip from Washington, D.C. And as you can see here, friends and family are gathered around the buses as they are welcoming back those veterans back. There's even a bagpipe band and an envoy of over 400 motorcyclists guided those buses back from Kingdom City right back here to Columbia. The group of over 90 veterans left early this morning to head to the St. Louis airport. From there, they took a flight to D.C. for a one-day visit to several war memorials at the nation's capital, including the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam Veteran Memorial. I talked with the president of the organization and the ride captain of Honor Flight. They told me why this trip was so special.
It's an honor for them to go, but it's also a healing flight. They come back healed. And there's a lot of stories about all that. You know, I'd like to get them all together.
They will tell us that it heals them. It helps them bring closure to that chapter of their lives, and they realize now that their service was important and was valued. And that's the gift of Honor Flight.
It's so heartwarming to see everybody celebrating and welcoming the military veterans, regardless if they're connected to the military, because it makes those veterans feel seen, heard, and respected. Now, according to Honor Flight's website, there will be a welcome party back here at the Courtyard Marriott on July 10th. Reporting live in Columbia, I'm Avery Grosvenor for KOMU 8 News.
All right, thanks, Avery. We're going to take a look at our drought monitor now, and you can see in Missouri, we are doing great here. We are still getting a little dry. We're starting to see patches of these drier areas starting to pop up in our region, actually, because we have been drier the past couple weeks. Of course, the western half of the United States and all of Texas really getting into a big drought. Well, has been for the most part. I'll be tracking the full forecast coming up. My last full forecast with us here at KOMU 8 News, and then at the end of the show, we'll be saying goodbye, and I'll let you know what's coming up next.
Excited about sharing the news with everybody. Coming up, how soon you'll be able to return to Yellowstone National Park. Welcome back. The National Park Service plans to put $50 million toward restoring Yellowstone National Park after record-breaking floods there. They expect Yellowstone's northern loop to reopen within 2 weeks, but the southern loop will reopen for day use Wednesday. Current plans allow overnight access starting July 1st. Fire crews are working to contain a wildfire that started in New Jersey's Wharton State Forest. Officials say people are to blame for starting it. The fire started yesterday and it's forcing road closures along parts of 206 as well as Route 542. The fire lines also jumped a river 2 times Sunday. It's in a remote, hard-to-reach area for brush trucks. Officials say a majority of times wildfires like this are caused by people's mistakes, like a campfire that's not being put out properly.
We could see in this incident the largest wildfire in the state of New Jersey in 15 years. That's what we're looking at here, and avoidable.
They're still investigating the exact cause. Kenton.
All right, Emily, let's take a look back at May, because I want to talk about how hot we were early last month. We were in that second week of May, remember. We had 6 days in a row with record-breaking or record-tying high temperatures. We also had 2 days here that had record-breaking warmest low temperatures. So far this month, we've also had multiple days. Last week, 5 days in a row where every single one of those low temperatures was either a record or record tie for the warmest low temperature on record for those dates. We're also looking very warm the rest of this week. I can also tell you that 3 of the days in the next about 5-6 days are within about a couple degrees of a record warmest low temperature as well. So basically this month, which starts off meteorological summer, that's June, July, and August, it's already had very warm nights, record-breakingly so, and in a stretch of them. That's something that we've actually been seeing when you look back over the past about 50 years. These warm summer nights, since about 1970, our warm nights, our nights in summer have gone up by about 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit. And that does have impacts, especially when they're consistent, like 5 days in a row or something like that, because it can be difficult for the human body to recover. If you don't have a way to cool down at night, that means your body is working overtime to try and cool itself all night long, and then during the day as well, because of course it's going to be hot during the day. That can cause issues internally. Also, it's hard on plants and animals. It could be pets or especially agriculture as well, which in Missouri is the #1 economic driver with $88 billion worth of an industry here. And it's hard on the plants and animals to be in those hot nights too, when they also don't get a cool down. Also, when you have that warm air at night, it really becomes stagnant and it can leave pollution in the air for longer, decreasing the air quality. So all of that is certainly having an impact. And that's a lot of the change that we're seeing here in Missouri. At least one of the big changes are these warmer summer nights, and it certainly does have an impact for us. Take a look at our temperatures though the next few days. We do have a warm summer night here on your Wednesday morning. By the way, tomorrow is the first day of astronomical summer. The summer solstice is tomorrow. And we're looking at high temperatures that are going to be in the middle 90s again by the end of the week. But one of the bigger things that we of course always track is going to be the humidity. Today, remember, it was very comfortable. Our dew point was around 60 degrees, which meant the humidity was only just noticeable. It didn't give us a heat index value at all. In fact, there were a few points this afternoon where the heat index was lower than the actual temperature, which is something you see very often in Arizona or other places like a desert where the air is very dry. But tomorrow, those dew points are back up close to 70. So it's going to be a harsher day for us. Luckily, we are going to have some lower dew points by the Wednesday and Thursday time period, and that's going to cool those heat index values down. But tomorrow, we're going to be feeling like about 102 degrees across central Missouri, and then we're going to be back up to that 100-degree marker higher for the heat index on Friday and Saturday as well. And we do have some slight chances for rain here in the next 5 days, 30 to 20% chance on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's because we're just going to have some general kind of energy in the area from some low pressure that's going to be up in Nebraska and over in Kansas and Iowa as well. So here's Wednesday here, a mix of sun and clouds here with just a 20 to 30% chance for an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Same thing here on Thursday and even into Friday as well. But overall, it's likely going to be dry and you're going to need to water all of your plants, of course. 69 degrees tonight for the low temperature. By tomorrow morning, we were at 60 this morning. So 70 tomorrow is going to be much warmer as you head out the door. 95 then tomorrow afternoon. 90 on Wednesday. We're going to remain in the 90s through Saturday. Then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, we might actually be more seasonal with highs only in the upper 80s. I'm going to have a full look at what is next for me, by the way, as we wrap up my time here at KOMU 8 here at the end of the newscast. But for now, here are your lottery numbers. Good luck.
Sweden's NATO membership bid is in jeopardy. Today, NATO's Secretary General hosted representatives from Sweden and Turkey. Turkey's president accused the nation of offering safe havens for members of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, which Turkey lists as a terrorist group. Sweden has denied this claim. Inside Sweden, the decision to join NATO is complicated. There's mixed reaction among Kurds to the membership bid and to Turkey's efforts to block it. Kenton.
Here's SunSense numbers the next 3 days from Casey Dermatology Center and medical spots. On a UV scale from 1 to 11, we'll be at a 10 tomorrow on your Tuesday, then a 9 here on Wednesday and Thursday. A little lower with that extra cloud cover, but you'll still want the sunscreen. Sports is coming up next, and then we'll wrap it up coming up after that.
Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Hey, nobody who regularly plays in Milwaukee has a better record there than the Cardinals. They've won nearly 60% of their games at American Family Field since it opened in 2001. Cards and Brewers began a 4-game series in Milwaukee tonight, looking to break the tie for first in the NL Central. And the Cardinals flashed those gold gloves early. Look at Tommy Edman here. Now the shift is on, but that's still some range. Great play to rob a hit. This was a low-scoring pitcher's duel. It was scoreless into the 6th. That's when Tyrone Taylor gets a hold of one. A 2-run shot to center field off Miles Michaelis, 2-0 Milwaukee. And the Cardinals couldn't figure out Corbin Burns, the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, held them to just 2 hits in 7 innings, struck out 10. Brewers win 2-0. Game 2 is tomorrow evening in Milwaukee. Royals continuing their Western swing at the Angels, first of a 3-game series, and a good start for Kansas City. They're 0-20 this year when they fall behind in the first inning, so Andrew Benintendi's got a solution for that. It's a 2-run first-inning homer, 2-0 Royals. Top of the 3rd, Taylor Ward cuts that lead in half with a solo shot, and Ward would also tie the game with an RBI single later. It is 2-2 right now in the 6th. All SEC matchup at the College World Series in Omaha. Arkansas and Ole Miss. Second inning, Rebels already on top when Tim Elko goes deep. That makes it 4-1 Ole Miss. Bottom of the 2nd, small ball by the Razorbacks. Zach Gregory with the bunt. That scores a run to make it 4-3. But Ole Miss brought the bats from there. Calvin Harris, a home run, made it 8-3. Ole Miss wins 13-5. Arkansas falls into the losers bracket. Razorbacks will face the winner of Auburn and Stanford in an elimination game earlier in the day. Auburn down 2-1 in the 6th, but Cole Foster clears the loaded bases. 4-2, Tigers on top. Top of the 7th inning, they'll add an insurance run from Bobby Pierce. He'll drive in another to make it 6-2 War Eagle, and Auburn goes on to win at 6-2. They stay alive in Omaha. It's never too early to learn those basketball skills and never too early to start thinking about the revamped Mizzou roster. KOMU8's Josh Schumann got a little of both at the Lawrence Bowers Baby Ballers Camp this weekend.
Kids were all smiles on Saturday at the Bowers Baby Ballers Camp. This year was his 2nd year of hosting kids aged 5 through 10 to the event. Joined by current Mizzou players, they ran drills, shot hoops, and had a blast. They mixed basketball with contests throughout the day, such as some Disney-inspired trivia, but most importantly for Bowers was the memories created.
It's always a good feeling knowing that you made a difference. A lot of kids had a lot of fun, they learned the game, and to say that Camp Bowers, Baby Ballers was a part of them, beginning to love the game, I think that that's very fulfilling.
Among the helpers were many new faces in the Mizzou basketball program, all recruited by new head coach Dennis Gates, who was hired back in March. Over the months since he's been hired, the program has gotten a facelift with 8 new transfers, something Bowers applauds.
He came into a very tricky situation. There were 3 guys left on the team, and to see the guys that he's brought in, number one, I had all of those guys work my camp. And I've gotten to know them over the course of the day, and they're all, they all have great character. I like being around these guys.
Kobe Brown helped out too, and is one of the few players who remained in the program. He's helped those new faces get acclimated.
Just advice, experience. A lot of the new guys haven't played on the Power 5 level, so they always have questions, so I'm just trying to be that guy that can answer as many questions as I can.
With things looking up, Bowers has high hopes.
Ultimately, I want to see Mizzou restore the roar and get back that excitement and that passion that we used to have.
This has been Josh Schumann, KOMU 8 Sports, Columbia.
Of course, that Baby Ballers camp is over, but Elba will host a camp for older kids next month in addition to his Mizzou alumni charity basketball game July 16th at Mizzou Arena. That's sports. Don't go anywhere. Special goodbye when we come back.
Welcome back. Here's another look at the 8-day forecast, and it's the first 8 days of astronomical summer, by the way. Remember, the summer solstice is tomorrow. 95 degrees, but we are going to be feeling like the lower 100s with your humidity. 90 on Wednesday, a little extra cloud cover there. A slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, but for the most part, we will be dry the rest of the week, and much of that 8-day forecast too, with temperatures feeling like summer.
And after nearly 10 years at KOMU, it's time to send our chief meteorologist off to his next big thing. And it's fun. It's been so fun to look back at all these pictures. You've been here a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. And so, of course, $1 million question. People want to know where you're heading next.
Okay, before I do that though, can I do a little bit of gratitude?
Yes.
Because I want to give a couple shout outs here, because I couldn't be where I am without a lot of folks. One of them, first one I mentioned, is someone you guys probably don't know. Her name is Kat Dominique. She's one of our directors. Aww. She started with me when I started here, and we've gone through, oh no, it's already started. And we've gone through it all. So Kat, thank you so much. Also, of course, the weather team. A lot of weather folks that have worked with me over the years, a lot. So thank you. You all know who you are as well. I don't have time to go over all of it, but of course, Tim and Matt, who have, we've been a strong team for actually a long time now, and I hope you guys stay with them. They have you. We have a real strong foundation here, and they've got you covered. So don't worry about that. And then also, of course, the previous anchors. I've been able to work with Jim Reek and Chris Gervino and Brittany Pieper, and of course now been able to meet Ben, and you're one of the most hardworking humans I've ever met, and you make it look easy. And of course, Emily Spain. We already know all the wonderful things that I think about you, and that you are like family to me, and your family is like family to me. And also I want to thank our viewers as well, because how much time do I have left?
You have 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Okay, cool. Also want to thank the viewers, because a lot of you have told me recently that I'm like family to you, and I want you to know that you're like family to me too. And it's been an honor to be here. And thank KOMU 8 as well, because I couldn't go where I'm going without KOMU and all the opportunities I've had here. And so, with a minute left, I got to let you know where we're going. And I'm going to stay in broadcast meteorology. I'm going to go off air. Actually, I'm going to take a break from being a public figure, and I'm going to be on the weather and climate team for ABC News in New York City, working for Good Morning America, World News Tonight, all of that with Ginger Z especially, who I'm very excited. I've been a huge fan of hers professionally for a very long time, and excited to work with that team and talk about and be able to craft weather and climate stories for the nation. And it's just an incredible opportunity. I'm very excited personally and professionally to be able to take this big step forward.
Well, we're so excited for you, and we're going to miss you so much. It's such a staple of our day to come in here and find Kenton.
And whenever I first got here 2 years ago, the building was almost empty. You were one of the few people that was here, showed me the ropes. I can't thank you enough for that.
Oh man, thank you guys. It's been a dream. Thanks for sharing this part of life together.
We're going to miss you.
I'll miss you guys too.